obviously you found out who the most talented team in the country is. It wasn't us tonight, but I think you'll see that we're not going to be the only team that's going to happen to. But I was proud of our guys for a long stretch there in the first part. I thought we battled hard. We knew size was going to be an issue with our two posts still being out, but they're just so big. And one of the problems we talked about earlier, as a group, we knew that easy shots were going to be hard for us to find tonight. And then obviously they were few and far between. I was proud of Kay, his effort offensively, and our team. We battled for the most part, but we need our post players to get in there and do a little bit better job, and they will when we get them back. But you're looking at a team that's historically, probably, you can agree or not agree, maybe the most talented team ever assembled here, and that's saying a lot. No disrespect to any team that's been here, but you'll be hard pressed to find anybody more talented than that bunch. We couldn't compete on the glass with them. When they started pressuring us, they're so long, it's hard to find any outlet passes. It just was a tough night for us, and it's going to be a tough night not just for us. It's going to be a tough night for everybody that steps in this gymnasium.
Questions? If you got questions, please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you.
Kelly, was there anything in particular that impressed you most about how Kentucky went about this?
Well, they don't ever settle. They don't settle. And I know you didn't have an opportunity to kind of see them against us later, but they don't settle. They shot. I've never been a part of anything where we gave up 80% field goal in the first half. I mean, they really don't settle for anything but dunks and layups. You and I make a conventional bounce pass and a chest pass, and theirs are every time lobs it. You know, we look like middle school kids out there at times because they're just so big. And it's just, they take away the basket from you. They take away easy baskets. But I think the biggest key is they don't settle for anything. And other than Booker, when he's open, it's good for him to shoot it.
So, Kelly, do they have a weakness?
Well, they didn't have a weakness that we could expose. I think there will be some times where people will just, they've got to not get fat and happy, I think, is a lot of the thing. They have to be hungry every night, and there will be nights throughout a college basketball season that you just don't have it. Somebody gets hurt, injuries, and rotations, but, man, I'd like to have some of the problems they'd have.
Kelly, over here.
Yeah.
You got Tennessee coming up next as an exhibition game. How much better prepared are you behind this game for Tennessee?
Well, if we learn from it, it'll do nothing but build our confidence. And we were still playing a smaller lineup. We're not going to change that, obviously, tomorrow night. But I think our guys had a wake-up call in a lot of respects. And the things that we talk about in practice every day, and Kay can kind of expand on that, but the things that we talk to them about, weaknesses for us in practice, they showed up glaringly tonight. Our communication was not good defensively. Even though we were smaller, if we would have had the grit that we talk about, boxing out, we could have overcome a lot of that. But we did compete for a long period of time there in the first half, and hopefully we made them a little bit better as time went on. But their depth, and I mean, they've got 10, maybe 11 NBA guys on the roster, and that's hard for us to emulate.
Kelly, how important as the season goes on do you think Booker and maybe what he can do on the perimeter will be for them?
Well, it's going to make their post players even better. I mean, he stretches your defense, and we didn't do it tonight because we got behind, but if the situation was close, we would have no-helped him and stuck to him and not let him see the floor. But he's one of those, what we call dead-eye shooters, and you have to find him all the time, and it's going to make them, you know, all their post players, Lee, McCarr, all those guys are going to be better because he's out there on the wing.
Kelly, how well do you think each of the platoons for Kentucky played in terms of cohesion?
Well, we couldn't really expose a lot of it, but I do think that will be some kind of a concern for them. I mean, if the group gets going on a roll, I like to have my group that's really playing well play all the minutes. That's going to be a challenge for Cal. And I mean, he's won more games than I've coached in, so I'm not telling him anything new. But I think sometimes that will be an issue somewhat. And how I can keep those guys happy, I can't keep 5 guys happy. He's a master at that. So I think they'll be fine with their guys. They seem like they love each other. They seem like they care about each other. And there's a lot of good continuity on the floor for them.
Coach, again, I know you like to coach one game at a time. You had this game on your schedule. Have you had a chance to look at what Tennessee, challenge Tennessee might present you?
Oh, we have. Coach Tindall and I are good friends, and he'll have his guys prepared. Their defense is such a challenge. On a back-to-back night, they're extremely tough, and that's why even when he was at Moorhead and Southern Miss, their back-to-back game nights, he was incredibly difficult to prepare for. Their 2-2-1's a little unconventional. Their matchup zone's a little unconventional. We've been working against it in practice and throwing it in pieces. We don't see a lot of zone. Our league doesn't play a whole lot of zone. And so it's a challenge for us in that regard. But his guys will be so tough. I've said this all along, that he'll have his guys playing harder than anybody in the SEC. Now, they may not be as talented, but they'll battle your tail off every possession. And we got to be prepared for that. We weren't tonight.
Question for Coach, our student athletes, any questions for PK?
KK, how well did you have it going tonight?
Honestly, I felt like the rim felt like a big ocean to me. You know what I'm saying? I felt really good before the game. I was excited to play all of that. Those guys are pros. I wanted predicted to be pros, so I wanted to see where I can measure up to those guys as far as, playing wise. And like I said before the game, I was excited. Spoke to a lot of family members. I just went out there, took my time, and just played basketball. It felt really good.
A few times you shot over guys several inches taller than you.
Right.
How were you able to get those shots off?
Honestly, we work on those kind of shots in practice. We have a taller guy named Mike. Big Mike is on our team. Sometimes after practice or before practice, I just shoot over him. And I've been shooting a long time. Shooting, I love to shoot. You can see.
Now we're trying to get you to say we love to block out and play defense. That's the next step.
I got a lot of aspects of my game I need to work on.
Oh, he's doing it.
As far as shooting, that's what I do. So.
Any other questions? Anyone else? Thank y'all very much.
All right, guys, thank you all.
Thank you.